What's popping, y'all? Ray J has been on one the past couple of weeks. I mean, if you just take a look at the interview or the podcast that he did on No Jumper recently, and he's all over the place. And with Ray J, you never really know if he's doing this intentionally and he's acting, or if it's a real side of him, or whatever the case may be. But he has been a recurring guest who showed up multiple times to Cenat's stream for his Mafiathon 3. In Cenat's Mafiathon 3, he's trying to get to 1 million subscribers in a month, which is a tall order because Twitch, I believe, has 2 million daily active users. So to get half of those in subs, and of course they wouldn't be unique people because there are people gifting subscriptions, but I wonder what happens when you gift more subscriptions than there are people in the chat. Do they just start throwing them at followers? Because Kai has a couple million followers on Twitch. With all that being said, during the Mafiathon, there have been tons and tons and tons of celebrities that show up. Mariah Carey, I think there's been a mix, this is what I believe to be the case. There's been a mix of celebrities that were paid to be there. There's no way I believe that All American Rejects just showed up to Cenat's stream and just set up the whole band. They got all the people there and they're just playing. There's no way. No way on God's green earth. But for people like Mariah Carey, when she showed up with a huge backdrop, I felt like this was a little bit tone deaf, but it is what it is. A huge and other people didn't feel the same way. A huge backdrop of her album and talking about her album and bringing it back to her album, which is like Read the Room. Like the only song that people are listening, not the only song, but the kids watching that, they really know you from their moms and their dads. So you're like way old generation. But Ray J decided to call this out, and I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Yeah, the homie out here working hard doing 30-day subs. He got like people like Kim and Mariah and them coming on. These give this nothing. He trying to get to 1 million subs, Kim. Mariah, John Legend, all y'all. When Lemmy came from Zeus, him with the baddies, they probably give like 30 bands. I gifted like 15,000 that night. That's because we happy to be on the platform and we supporting him. Just like he's supporting y'all. Where y'all gifts at? He trying to get to 1 million. All y'all should gift the homie at least 50,000. 50,000 subs makes sense, right? For the icons, 50 to 100. Let me see what y'all do. Because I'm starting to feel like y'all using and while y'all building y'all promoting y'all platforms and y'all albums, and it's working for y'all, what y'all do for the homies?
Ray J does have a point here because a lot of people have thrown criticism at Cenat, which we may get into in another video, calling his subathon a begathon, although the point of a subathon is to incentivize people to gift subscriptions. Now, some people believe that it's enough of an incentive for the timer. So if people really like the content and they're not subbing up, or if people really like the content, then they will sub, or some people will donate subscriptions to extend the timer. But if they're not really messing with it, then the timer is going to run out. Cenat, he's opted for a couple of different updates to the subathon rules, which we'll cover in another video. But I think Ray J is right when it comes to Kai, but I think Ray J has always been ahead. So for instance, Ray J, you know how many Raycon ads we saw before we even knew Raycon was Ray J? And that's somebody who a lot of other companies followed his lead with that. So after Raycon was one of the early ones. Of course, there was Raid Shadow Legends, like they were on one. I don't know if Raid Shadow Legends was before Raycon, but they were in the same era, and those guys were pioneers when it came to sponsorships on YouTube, mainly YouTube. I think they've expanded elsewhere now, but Ray J, they were throwing a bag at that, and he was ahead, and he knew that, this is going to be the important avenue for marketing for this product, or advertising for this product that I have to sell. He didn't try to get a bunch of celebrities to wear Raycon. He didn't try to compete with Beats. He said, no, we're going to get these YouTubers to do it, and it worked out for him fantastically. And then now, of course, he's following somewhat in the footsteps of Zeus TV, the network, where you pay like a couple of bucks a month. And it came to streaming as well. He was one of the early adopters of streaming. That's a huge celebrity, or had his time as a huge celebrity. And he adopted Cenat, and he showed up to Cenat, and he gifted him. And this is like a courtesy type of thing. So I have to give credit where credit is due for Ray J, because not only does he tap in with a new medium, but he taps in and he dives into into the culture and he understands the way it works. So with Twitch, a lot of the time, it started off more communal. So it was small communities and everyone kind of knew everybody. And streamers, they would host, when their stream was over, they would host another streamer. So think about it like, let's say you're watching me stream and then I end my stream and then I send all of my viewers to somebody else. And that's like seen as not a token of friendship, but it's like, okay, I mess with this person or whatever they've got going on and I'm sending him people. And that person is receiving a bunch of viewers. So it develops this, it's kind of like not a tit for tat, but a reciprocity that is happening. Same thing with gifted subscribers. So DDG, when he was doing his hit-a-thon, which was when he was making an album and doing his own subathon earlier this year, that really helped propel him to the next level, and he's just been carrying the momentum ever since with Streamer University, etc. Cenat was gifting him subs. His friends in the streaming world were gifting him subs to show love, to show support, but also to extend the timer. And like when one person starts gifting, other people are incentivized to gift too. So Ray J, and DDG also gifted some subs to Kai when Cenat was doing his Mafia-thon. Even some of Aiden Ross's friends gifted some subs, like Cuffham, for instance. He gifted some subs to Cenat. And I know they're not like on the greatest of terms now. So Ray J, he's not looking at it as a short-term relationship where, oh, I just show up and I'm going to make a splash and that's where I'm going to get all the promotion. Things don't really work like that anymore. Promotion is more prolonged and it consists of developing a relationship with that person. Like, for example, Iggy Azalea and Neon. Iggy Azalea has been spending a lot of time with Neon and she has her own thing going on. It's not really music anymore. She's more of a personality and promoting a lot of crypto stuff. But Iggy Azalea showed up the first time, just like any other celeb. And then what happens? She shows up again and she's tapped in with Neon and she's treating him really well. And over time, Neon's audience becomes really fond of Iggy and they accept her. Similar thing happened with DDG and Aiden Ross, because when you're getting such a high frequency of guests, it's not enough time to make an impact. Ray J, him showing up, him giving a funny performance, him donating subs, Cenat's gonna remember that. And he's gonna say, man, I appreciate this guy did what no other celebrity did. And I don't think Ray J got paid to be there like some of the other performers and things of that nature, because, you know, clips are happening every single day. And Ray J is right to call these people out because this is a monumental accomplishment, especially for some of these people that Ray J calls out that claim to care about not social issues, but uplifting someone in the streaming world that comes from the background that Cenat comes from, which is not necessarily hip hop, as said by himself, but in the Bronx. Why wouldn't they donate subs to help him hit his goal, which is LeBron James cutting his hair? I mean, the guy's struggling to get there and he's doing the most, and these people are benefiting from that appearance that they had. Although I don't really think it's too much of a benefit, to be fair, because so many guests are coming in, but that's neither here nor there. But if he offered you his platform, what is it to just gift a couple of subs? Now, I think these people don't even know how to, I don't even think they know how to log on to Twitch. A lot of these people, especially like a Mariah Carey, for instance, or other older figures, but I think they can. I think they can figure it out. I think somebody that also does a good job of this is Will Smith. Like when Will Smith wanted to get into the YouTube game, he did kind of like Ray J. He linked up with a bunch of these people and Will Smith was at his peak at that time. And now whenever Will Smith needs something with content creators or whatever, they help him out. Although Will Smith hasn't fully dove into streaming, and I don't see that being something he gets into, because like being an actor and being a streamer are two completely different things. Actor can transition to YouTube, but streaming it's taxing. It takes a certain type of personality, and Ray J, who has experience with reality TV, I think this is just a place for him to shine as well. And he's been consistent in the streaming too. So it's not just Ray J showing up at appearances like an Offset, for instance, who's also cool with Cenat, but Ray J is doing his own streams. And I like the fact that he's calling these people out. I think it's just a normal gesture. If Kai invites you, you get the promo off of it, you should just want him to win and throw him some subs. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Ray J wrong for calling people out? Is Ray J just trying to big up himself? I don't think that's the case, because a lot of Cenat's own peers in the streaming world are donating subs to him, and they're not even on his stream or collaborating in the Mafia-thon. Like DDG threw him subs and said, yo, I don't even need to be there, because he had this guy Lil Rodney's son Reggie who had beef with DDG earlier this year, and DDG's like, yo, look, I'm not tripping. Like that's your man's. Like he's a part of that. I don't need to be a part of this. I'm just showing love and appreciation when you showed me love. So it's a reciprocity thing. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.